Hi guys, in this section we are going to discuss how to install our Java software in our system. Let's start it now. In my previous video we have discussed about what is JDK, what is JRE and what is JVM. I am going to revise it one more time and then we will be installing our JDK in our system. So consider you have a laptop or computer, you will be writing some lines of Java code. A Java code is getting transferred to the compiler. The job of compiler is to check the Java code line by line. If the code is correct, then it's going to generate your bytecode. Another name for bytecode we call that as a dot class files. Once if your compiler generated a bytecode, then it's going to your JIT. So the job of JIT is to transfer the bytecode according to the machine level language the based on the Windows or Mac or Linux. According to your OS, your JIT will convert your bytecode. This everything is going to happen inside your JVM. So JVM job is to execute the bytecode which is generated by your JIT. So JVM will execute the bytecode which is generated by JIT at the runtime. After that, JVM is present inside your JRE. So JRE is a Java runtime environment. It just create an environment to run your Java program. And JDK is a kit to develop your Java based application. So this is what we have discussed in our previous video. So in this video, let us see how to download your JDK in our own system. So go for your browser and just type it over here, JDK download. In that it tells you Java SE downloads, Rackle technology. Just click on this. And my previous video I told you we are going to work on Java SE8. So we have to install Java SE8. So Java SE8 251. Click on JDK download here. Once if you click on JDK, inside you will be having your JRE and JVM. So you don't want to install JRE or JVM separately. Just click on JDK. So that here it tells you your OS. If your OS is Linux, you have to download this JDK, and if your OS is Mac, then you have to install this JDK. And mine is Windows 64. So I'm going to install this. If you're Windows 32, you have to install Windows x86 and JDK E2 251. So I'm going to click on this. Check this box and click on download. So I already downloaded and I kept it in my desktop. I'm going to click on this. Click on yes. So this wizard will give you to the installation process. Okay, click on next. So it tells you my JDK is going to install it in C program files Java JDK. So your JDK have to be only installed in the C folder, not in any other folders. Click on next. So it tells you Java SC Development Kit 8 as successfully installed. Click on close. So we know that JDK is got installed in the program files. Let us go and check it over here. C program files. So go to Java. So here you can see your JDK download. After this, you have to go for your control panel and open your control panel. In that you have to go for click on this arrow, go for appearance and personalization. In that you have to go for system and security and click on system. So here you can able to see your Windows 64 is my OS, and I'm going to you have to click on advanced system settings. So go for environment variables. Here just create a part, and here you have to copy your JDK folder. So go for Windows C program files, and then you have to go for the folder Java, click on JDK, and you have to click on bin, copy this, or you can click on open, or better you can copy this. Copy this one and then just paste it over here. Just click on OK, OK, and OK. Now if you want to check whether your JDK is got installed or not, go for your command prompt, click on open. So just type Java space version, click on OK, and it tells you your Java version is 1.8 and JR is also got installed in your own system, and our Windows is 64-bit. So this is how you have to install your JDK in your own system. Okay, now we have installed our JDK. Now we will see how your Java program is going to run at your backend. For that we have to install a software called Edit Plus. So just go for Edit Plus. After you got very used with Edit Plus, then we will be working on Eclipse. So you have to go and click it on download Edit Plus 5.3. So I already downloaded and I have kept it in the desktop. So click on this. So you have to just drag it down. Don't worry about this. It is not going to do. Just close this one. Just drag it, don't worry about that. So go for file, new, Java. So this is how your structure of Java program will look. Class, public static void main string argument. Don't worry and don't ask me what is public static void main. I will be discussing in later section. But as of now, try to understand this is how your Java program is going to look. So class, what is class, what is public, everything I'll be discussing in my next video. But as of now, try to understand how your Java program is going to work at backend. So for this program, I'm going to give some name called program1. So you can give any name. So I have to start write my Java program only inside your public static void main. System.out.println is how you will be using printf and scanf to print the values in C and C++. Similarly in Java, system.out.println is used for printing the statements. So whatever you're going to print, that have to be enclosed with double quotes. So give S should be capital, system.out.println. So ln is nothing but once hello world has printed, then it have to move to the next line. So ln is nothing but just your print line. Hi. Semicolon is mandatory. System.out.println. I can give one numbers also. Okay, now at finally we have to get output as hello world hi 1 2 3 4 5. So you have to start writing your Java program inside your public static void main, but don't worry about this. What is this? I'll be explaining you in later section. Okay, we have written some lines of Java code. Now the compiler will come and check the program. If your compiler want to come and check this program, we have to call that compiler. So first I'm going to save this program. File save as. So I'm going to save it in D folder. So here I'm going to create one more folder. New file create. folder called code Java. So inside this folder, I'm going to save this program. So my file name is nothing but your program1 is my file name. So program1.java. If you have written in capital letter, try to give it in capital letter. If you are given in small letter, you have to write it in the small letter. So while you are saving your Java program, you have to save it as .java and click on save. So it tells you here in the folder code Java. Inside the code Java folder, you can able to find program1.java. Now I want to call my compiler to check this program. So I have to go for my command prompt. So here it tells you see uses Suhita, right? I have to change it to D. So just go for give D. Oh, sorry. Just give D double colon. After that, what you have to do? My folder name is code Java. So that you have to see CD. CD is current directory. You have to give code Java. So it tells you d/code Java. Inside that only I kept my Java program, program1.java. Now I have to call the compiler to check my program. To call the compiler, the command is javac file name dot java. So javac is nothing but compiler. So your file name is program1. Program1.java. This is the command to call your compiler. Once if you give this command, the compiler will come and check the program. Just give enter. So it does not throw me any kind of error. So compiler tells that my program is correct. Now you can able to execute your code. If I want to execute the code, whom I have to call? I have to call my JVM to execute the code. So to call the JVM, the command is java my file name program1. So now see hello world hi 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let us see here. I'm going to miss the semicolon over here. Let us see how it is going to work. So again I'm going to call my compiler. Let us see whether compiler is throwing error or not. Program1.java. Yes, the compiler is throwing me the error saying that program1 is my file name dot in Java. In the sixth line it's showing me the error saying that semicolon is expected. So I told you a compiler will translate this into one byte code one and only if your Java code is correct. So your compiler is throwing you the error over here so that we have to go and correct it. So once I do this, I'm going to give save. So again I'm going to call javac program1.java. So nothing your compiler has given me, told me like there is no error, you can call your JVM. So what the JVM will do, Java program1, right? Okay, now you can able to see the byte code what the compiler has generated. So go to the folder where you saved your program. So I saved my program in D code Java, right? Yeah, it's code Java. See here, program1 Java file. Inside that you will be having your program and dot class file. I told you previously another name for bytecode we called it as a dot class file. So click on this. See, can you able to see some kind of lines over here? This is what your compiler has generated. So this one will be translated by your JIT according to your OS. After that, whatever your JIT has been compressed your bytecode according to your OS, your JVM will be executing this code and give us output something like this. So this is how it is going to work. Okay, so this is how your Java program is going to work at backend.